Final Fantasy VII, a game still considered by many to be one of the best video games, role-playing games, and Final Fantasy games ever created, pushing Final Fantasy into the mainstream. Fondly remembered for its gameplay, storytelling, and at the time state-of-the-art graphics. What is it about this game that has captured so many people's hearts and imaginations? What drives them to play it again and again and again, even to this day? Well, today we find out. Join me as we enter the live stream to see why Final Fantasy VII is the gold standard for role-playing games of its kind. Hello everyone and welcome to the season premiere of T-Shade Video Game Reviews. I'm your host T-Shade and today I'm filling a request by one of my subscribers. A request to review the original Final Fantasy VII video game. But first, don't forget to bop that like button and subscribe for more videos. Now without further ado, let's dig into Final Fantasy VII. The game starts off with a beautiful melody and opening credits before taking you to the title screen. From there, it looks like we've been sucked into space.
Space. The final frontier.
Then we meet a girl we're not expecting to see again. A girl who's going to have a wonderful and terrible impact on our soul before we even know it. But right now, she's just a girl with a flower. And you have to understand that at the time this game was released, we thought the graphics were amazing. After panning out over Midgar and seeing the game's logo, we're sucked right into the action as the train stops at a train station and members of the group Avalanche start kicking some ass. We're introduced to Cloud, which you can name whatever you want, and we have our first battle. Final Fantasy VII works on the active time battle system. You wait for your meter to fill up and then you can attack. You make commands with the sucker button and cancel with X. You can use normal attacks and mashes or use various items to your advantage. Wait, press S to win? More like press sucker to win. When you take damage, your limit gauge gradually goes up. When it's full, you can use your limit break on the enemy, which deals more damage than a normal attack. The higher your level, the more limit breaks you obtain. We're then introduced to the members of Avalanche. Barret, the leader, who most of us just named Mr. T. I pity a fool who don't care about the planet. Big sin was because Square loved those Star Wars references. And Jessie. Can I just take this time to go on about how amazing Jessie is? Beautiful, smart, loves explosives, and is sweet on Cloud from the very beginning. Almost too sweet in fact, she makes an ID card so special that it sets off the security alarm. But I digress. Jessie and Cloud were the original Final Fantasy VII pairing. Barret later joins your party and you can use them both in battles. The mission is to basically blow up a maker reactor that is sucking up energy from the planet by a large corporation named Shinra Inc. So for all intent and purposes, Avalanche are basically eco-terrorists. Cloud talks about how he doesn't care if the world dies at all because it doesn't concern him. Doesn't concern you, huh? I'll let my good friend Canal Reeves explain it.
What are you saying?
If the Earth dies, you die. If you die, the Earth survives.
So you get to set in the bomb and then you fight the first major boss of the game, the Mecha Scorpion. Attack when its tail is up. Yeah, a lot of new players were thrown off by this. Basically, with the way it cuts off, we thought it was telling us to attack with its tail up. When actually, if you let it finish, it's telling us to not attack while its tail is up. I think Square knew what they were doing. After that, you have 10 minutes to escape the reactor before it explodes. Which you would think isn't enough time, but actually it's all the time in the world. So you folks who show 30 minutes in the remake of Wimps. Huh. Those 10 minutes went by fast. From there you go through Midgar looking to meet up with the other members. Once again, that familiar flower girl shows up and you have an option to buy a flower from her before going on your way. You don't have to fight these Shinra ships unless you're looking to grind, as no matter what, you'll find yourself surrounded, and jumping off the ledge onto the train. Coming! From there you meet up with the other members, learn more about Midgar, and make it to Sector 7 where you meet Tifa Loco. Yes, even as a 3D polygon of the PS1 era, Tifa is beautiful, and we're showing you on your next mission against the evil that is Shinra. You also get to meet Marlene, the little girl. Barret take care of. Now I have to admit, when I first played this game, I naturally thought that Marlene was Barret and Tifa's kid, and that Cloud was going to insert some kind of love triangle between the three. Fortunately for me, that love triangle never happened. We got another one instead. Wait, you're gonna leave a little girl in charge of one on the ball with the items or things she isn't even legal to shrink? Parents of the year! From here we learn about materia. You can equip different materia to different characters, and depending on its effects, it will alter the stats of each character you use in battle. Materia is basically massive and includes things like fire, lightning, ice, and kill. Later in the game you get summon materia like Shiva, but can only use summon once per summon despite how much MP you may have. You can also modify the color of the menu to practically any color you want, such as red, yellow, green, black, purple, gray, and even rainbow. Just adding a little bit of customization to an already great gaming experience. Once you get back on the train, everything goes to hell in a handbasket, and you have to move to the next car before time runs out. If you have a certain sum of money, one guy would even try to rob you. He didn't gun for me this time because I only had 60 gear, which was something I never knew before. Over 20 years and I'm still finding out new things about this game. Make it to the Mako 5 reactor to find out that it was Chessie who made Cloud Call 2 special that set off the train's alarm. Oh, Chessie, I forgive you. This time there is no time limit when you set the bomb and you have all the time in the world. Gets the developer wanting to give you all a break. You come to a controller where everyone has to press the button at once, so you have to time it when you press the sucker button. Huh. Got it on the first try. Then you meet President Shimmer before having to fight another robot that blows up the bridge and Cloud falls to his death. Well, that was a short game. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I'll see you next time. Alright, fine, that's not the end of the game. Cloud falls through a roof of a trust in a flower bed and meet that familiar flower girl who's been stalking us with her presence since we pressed new game. I'm sorry, I never picked that dialogue option before and I actually wanted to see what she says. Then you go to name her to see that her default name is Aries. Okay, yes, her real name is actually Elwood, but due to one of many translation errors when this game came out, they made her name Aries. Which is an easy enough fix, and you can name her whatever you want to begin with. And I bet even the most die-hard her name is Eric fans still almost pronounce it as Aries. After that, you meet Reno, a member of the Tusk, and you run away from them. Eric falls behind. You can either have a fight, run away, or help by chopping bells on the Schindler ships. Yeah, I was never a good marksman. After that, you return Eric to her home where her mother asks you to leave without her. From there, you have to sneak out of the room and down the steps, make a little bit of noise, and this happens. But she beats you to the construction site anyway, so it's on the thing. Now, the construction site is very confusing for first-time players. I couldn't even figure it out the first time I played, and that was as far as I got in FF7 during my first playthrough. Basically, you want to go down to the ground level and then run up the brown pipe. But how will you know that? You can also 1 and 2. That's a fucking house. A fucking house wants to kill you in this game. Inflation has gone too far. From there, you find that Tifa has been taken to Sector 6 slums and the unthinkable has to happen to get to her. Cloud has to cross us. And when Cloud puts on the appearance of a woman, he becomes... Now, depending on how many items you get for the outfit, changes who the Dom will pick to be in bed with him. Get a couple of items and he'll choose Eric over you or Tifa. Get all the outfits and he'll even shoot you and you get certain dialogue options to explode. The default option will always be Tifa. From there you have to fight a bunch of creeps and perverts, collect Eric, and save Tifa. Then you learn that Shimmer plans to literally shop a plate on Sector 7 slums. Then you fall for the oldest trick in the book. A sharp door. After returning to Sector 7, you find Avalanche in an epic battle against Shimmer on the pillar you found that last time you were there. At the top, you fight Tusk member Reno, but Reno sets a bomb and the Tusk take off with Eric after helping take Marlene somewhere safe. So let's see here. Have you taken Marlene somewhere safe to begin with? Eric number would have been taken. Every number would have to storm Shinra headquarters. Parents of the year. Afterwards, Shinra shops the plate, killing millions of people when we lose. Jesse, oh Jesse, why you have to go? You were so young, Jesse, so pure. We later learn that Eric is the last of the Asians, and that's why Shinra wants her. We then once again go through the control center and other places to find a way to climb up to Shinra HQ to get Eric back. Once you arrive at Shinra HQ, you can choose to either storm the front entrance or sneak in. Should you choose to sneak in, you go up a flight of steps, and there are so many stairs. Luckily, the game is kind enough not to throw in a bunch of random encounters while you're ascending the stairs. The dialogue between characters get amusing. After that, you need to find key cards and solve puzzles to get to where you need to go. Getting to Eric will introduce you to yet another party member in the form of Red 13, which is some kind of cat, dog, I don't know. You also meet Hosho, and Hosho was a horrible person worthy of death. And did I mention he is a horrible person? After that, you go to the elevator and you're finally caught by the Tux. You're brought to President Shinra and learn all about his mission to find the Promised Land. From there, you're put into a cell, and the next morning the cell door is open. Now, leading up to this moment has been name drops of the great Sephiroth, soldier first class who was a legend and the best soldier ever. Everything building up to his first appearance is calculated as he wipes out all Shinra HQ and kills the president solo while you're asleep, making you wonder should who or what this Sephiroth truly is. Even in the manual, he is left a mystery, an enigma. Then we're introduced to the son of President Shinra, Rufus. You have a two-way boss fight where you're alone in Cloud against Rufus and have three members facing a giant robot in the elevator. Rufus is easy enough to fight if you have the posing material equipped. Just keep spamming bile. From there we have the game's first minigame. You're on a motorcycle defending a group in a car from Shinra soldiers on bikes. Square and circle are used to attack between left and right while the directional buttons move your bike. After that, you have yet another boss battle with a large machine, and finally you're taken out of Midgard to realize that the world is even bigger than Midgard itself. This was a huge turning point for players who thought the entire game should take place in Midgard. Now you have a whole expanded world to explore and new towns to visit. Once you get to King, you have a flashback seeing the clouds pass, and at long last we get to see the great Sephiroth in all his glory. The game doesn't just tell you how strong he is. It shows you through gameplay, with each fight looking at his stats and seeing how much damage he can inflict on enemies, inspired you to become just as strong during the course of the game. And the iconic image of him among the flames of Cloud's hometown walking away has been both literally and figuratively burnt into our brains for years to come. And for there you have to do some chocobo hunting. Yeehaw! I'm Master Tom, and I heard you need a chocobo. Well, we got yellow chocobo, red chocobo, green chocobo, the what? But you need someone little to lead them in, or you'll never catch one. Be sure to have plenty of greens, or else that chocobo will flee at the first sign of trouble. Hee-yah! You're also given a device that allows you to switch party members at any time on the world map or a save location. Catching a chocobo is easy enough. You have to distract it with various greens by taking out the enemies around it. Then you can ride on it across the swamp and avoid the serpent that lives there. After going through a cave and meeting some Turks members, you can go to a town that has a side quest and a forest that has Yuffie hiding in it. If you beat her, you have the chance to recruit her by selecting the right dialogue options. Elsewise, she'll run off with your gear. Make it to the next town and you have a string of annoying minigames you have to complete in order to advance. Like giving a good CPR, jumping at just the right point on a dolphin, and then you get to shut up at the Shinra soldier and do a must to please President Rufus before you finally get on the ship to cross the ocean onto another continent. Needless to say, dangers get tedious. I heard of jumping the shark. What about jumping the dolphin? After talking to the white people, you face the piece of Chernobyl after seeing Sephiroth with your own two eyes. You then go through a beast town and a very long and tedious mountain before arriving at Barret's hometown and getting more on his backstory before arriving at one of the best parts of the game, the Golden Saucer. Minigames! A bike game! And a mall game! No, I can't stand Mark not being able to find a mate. We must help him. Yay, we did it! From there we meet the owner of the saucer and then stumble upon a crime scene where someone with a gun arm committed. Was it Barret? We get sent to a desert prison and find out about Barret's friend who also had a gun arm operation and is the biological father of Marlene. Be sure to equip Barret with plenty of material because you'll need it. You'll be going one-on-one with him real soon. Once you beat his former friend, you have to do a shockable ways to get back to the surface, and then you get a buggy to help you on your journey. Despite being in the buggy, you still have to continue with random encounters. Once you make it to Red 13's hometown, you learn his real name, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. You learn about the live stream, and you get most signed that there's something wrong as Tifa asks if you are who you say you are. And Eric learns more about her ways. You also discover that Red 13 hates his father and thinks he's a coward. So you eventually enter a cave where the enemies are even harder and can put almost instant death on you with a countdown that automatically kills you when it reaches zero. It will constantly strain your MP, and if you're not properly equipped, you're screwed. Die! 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 No, that does it. This time I'm not fucking around. Yeah! Take that, you son of a bitch! After he beat the boss, Wed's grandfather shows him his father, Seto, who protected the Phyllis and was turned into stone from poisonous elves. The man that Wed thought was a cow was actually the greatest hero of all. It's almost poetic. After that, you head to Cloud and Tifa's hometown to find that it's in perfect condition. If you go into the Shimmer Mansion to unlock the safe, you find a side boss that leaves a basement key behind to unlock Vincent Valentine to join your party. But I recommend grinding some before you face him. You meet Sephiroth in the study room in the basement and then follow him to the mountaintop. After passing Mount Nibble, we reach a small town with a rocket where we meet Sid for the first time. After battling the Shimmer agent, we escape on a plane that gets turned into a boat and reach an area where Yuffie warns us that beyond this point is tough. After fighting some Shimmer soldiers, we discover that Yuffie stole all materia and we chase her to a fill us up note. Just need to save here and... You fool! Did you just save during the Yuffie side quest? Well, yeah, why not? This is a side quest that straps you into it until you beat the final boss. If you can't beat that boss, then you'll be stuck forever and have to start your game all over again. No, I must. I must beat this boss. I must! For the fans! Yes! I did it! After getting your material back, you return to the small house that had nobody in it prior to now, where you learn of the keystone to open up the Temple of the Ancients. You then go back to the Ghost Saucer to get it from Dio, who you have to entertain in the battle. You then learn that the train is broken and you have to stay the night. Everyone catches up on what's happened so far and then you enter the date scene. Depending on how you score, you get a date with either Eric, Tifa, or Barret. And I got a date with Tifa. Oh, honey, I can stay onto those wet eyes all night. Once you get to the Temple of the Ancients, you learn about the Black Materia meter and that Sephiroth wants to merge with the planet. In order to get the Black Materia, someone has to stay inside the temple while it gets smaller. K-Sid sacrificed himself. Godspeed, K-Sid! After that, Cloud goes nuts and gives the Black Materia to Sephiroth, prompting Eric to go off to the City of the Ancients to stop Sephiroth from casting meter. We later learn of a boy named Sak who went off to showing Souls on how he compares to Cloud before setting off for the City of Ancients to rescue Eric. First, you have to make it to a Bone City and find the Lunar Harp to awaken the sleeping forest. Then go to the City of the Ancients and rest in the beds, making it nightfall. That is when you find her, Barret, praying for the planet. You know what? I'm tired of the tease. The stakes are high, but everyone knows everyone's going to come out of it alive and Sephiroth will be defeated. No. No. No! They did it. They actually did it. They kill off a member of your party. And she's really dead. No fitness not gonna bring this thing back to life. She's dead. Kaput. Dead. All that grinding. Leveling her up. Healing and saving my ass. It's all gone. It's... I can't take this. I can't take it anymore. I quit. I'll never play video games again. The fish are on biting today.
Hello, TJ.
General Lucky? What are you doing here?
I've heard you giving up on games.
Don't try to talk me out of it. I'm done. I'm officially retired.
All because you lost a party member?
Barret was no mere party member. She was life.
Yes, losing Barret was hard on a lot of gamers back then. But Sephiroth, you gonna let him get away with it? Don't you want to kick his ass?
Kick his ass.
Yeah.
Sephiroth's ass.
Is there another ass I don't know about?
You know what? I want to kick his ass.
That's the spirit.
I'm going to take his long sword. I'm going to strung it up real nice. And then I'm going to turn that son of a bitch sideways. And stick it straight up. It's candy ass.
Then get out of this pond and go back to the game room and kick his ass.
The Rock says, The Rock says.
Pat, what are you doing here?
Hi, TJ. I decided to take over where you left off. You said bye-bye for good, so I'm going to review games for you. Like Contra. You never reviewed Contra before. In Contra, you can be 1 or 2 players, firing with different weapons and power upgrades. And let's not forget that infamous Konami code, where you can get more lives. Oh yeah, that put Contra up there with the mini classic Nintendo titles on the NES library.
Yeah. Now get out of here. I got a game to finish.
Does this mean?
Yes. TJ is back.
Hey, I didn't really want to review games anyway. I have life.
Yeah. Hey.
After starting this too, you go north through the icy mountains into a city where you have to learn to snowboard to get anywhere, and you need a map. You can also watch some videos about Barret's mother to get more info on her and what might have happened to her parents. Then you face some Shenmue troops and Elena with the tux to get slapped.
Yeah, I would never get a dozen or blocking or anything that involves reflexes.
You wake up in the room where you watch the videos and later need to find a snowball and a map to go down the hill. From there you're in some kind of winter wasteland where you need to be careful where to go to get to the next save point. After meeting a climber and being told a story, you have the option to climb the rest of the mountain, but beforehand you can change your party members as needed. After that, you need to watch your temperature to make sure it doesn't get too low and climb upwards. Of course, the game has to be annoying, so you have random encounters on top of it all. You're going through ice caves, fighting icicles, and climbing up more of the mountain. Then you may encounter this annoying plant who can turn all your party members into frogs and make them immobile.
What the hell? I can't do anything. That is cheap and unfair, game. Cheap and unfair.
Believe it or not, it gets even more cheap with the next boss, because once you take out a head, it does a move that takes up most of your HP and will kill your entire party in one shot. Be sure to have plenty of health, because even when defeated, you can still get a game over.
Oh, thank you, Jesus.
After that, you come to the northern crater to fight Mom Shinova and learn that Sephiroth's body is being held in the crater itself. Sephiroth starts messing with Cloud's mind, and we learn that another man may have been in Cloud's place that day 5 years ago, and that Cloud is a failed clone of Sephiroth. After Cloud once again freaks out and gives Sephiroth the black materia, Tifa and the others are taken by Shimmer as the weapon made by the planet is released. Now I can talk about the weapons. There are 5 of them overall, one that only appears in cutscenes. Diamond Weapon, Ultimate Weapon, Ruby Weapon, and Emerald Weapon. Only Diamond is the boss you have to fight. The other are optional boss battles, and Ruby and Emerald have to be one of the toughest bosses in the entire game. Shimmer attempts to execute you, and then one of the weapons attacks the Shimmer base. You run to the airport with Kate, Sid, and Yuffie, and then Tifa escapes the gas chamber and ends up in a slapping contest with Scarlet. From there, the group steals the highway, and now we can go anywhere on the map. First, I return to Cloud and Tifa's hometown to the Shimmer Mans to recruit the last missing link of my party, Vincent, opening the safe and beating a boss that now comes across as easy. After speaking with Vincent, strides he'll agree to Shona when we're about to leave the mansion. From there, we go down south to a city in a forest area where we find Cloud has washed up and has been infected with a ton of Mako radiation, to the point where it's basically a festival. Tifa decides to stay by his side and we return to the highway to make Sid our leader. From there, we learn of the big materia that Shimmer plans to use to break Mirror, and we make our way to Korra, Barret's hometown, to the Mako reactor there to intercept the Shimmer and foil their plans. In shoot, we end up crashing a Shane into Korra because they don't already have enough problems. Go to a long-afforded side quest to get a Phoenix and the big materia there, then check on Cloud just in time for the live stream to go rampant and to get a little taste of just how strong one of the weapons are. But we hold our own and Tifa and Cloud fall into the live stream. From here we learn to shoot, that Cloud never made it into Sosa and wasn't there from Tifa's point of view. But what happened is, beginning with the 2 Shimmer Sosa with Sephiroth and Zack, that's why he was a Shimmer Shoop the whole time. Now that's quite a shiz. After we discover himself, they return to the group and prepare to continue to gather the big materia. We go back to Shuno to enter the underwater Mako reactor where we meet Reno, but Reno doesn't have time to play with us today, so we fight around a tough 3-parted robot and then take an enemy submarine to shoot down the one holding the big materia. We then return to Shuno to find him sitting in an airship towards the walkie time where we first met Sid. From there we face several Shimmer Shoop, Tuck member Rude, and then we're launched into space as Shimmer plans to throw the rocket right into Mirror. You have to escape through the escape pod, but first you get a chance to collect some huge materia. After that, proceed to the escape pod and Sid will have a lot of pieces of debris fall on them that we get off. Go on to the pod and then the rocket blows up into Mirror, but that doesn't do jack shit. Go figure. After that, Red 13 gets the idea of visiting his grandfather again. We return to Cosmo Canyon and talk to Red's grandfather, who reminds us of Eric who died for our sins. Yes, I'm exaggerating. We then take Red's grandfather back to the highway and goes on to the Forgotten City. From there, we meet up with Red's grandfather and read some writing of the ancients about a key. We go note in the submarine to find the key and return to the Forgotten City to learn that Eric has summoned the Holy to stop Sephiroth and that it may be our last hope. On the way out of the Forgotten City, we learn that Rufus plans to use his cannon and Midgard to destroy Sephiroth. This causes Diamond Weapon to emerge from the sea and march towards Midgard, so we go to intercept his path. Can we speed this along, please? After beating Diamond, we watch Shimmer take it down and then remove the barrier from Sephiroth while the energy blast that Diamond unleashes kills President Rufus. You know that's getting weak caught in the movie. We go to see if we can finally challenge Sephiroth, only for Hosho to try something sinister by feeding Sephiroth with Mako energy from Midgard. So we return to the world of Midgard where our journey began to help Reeves, who turns out to be the one controlling Gateset. You know, in all honesty, I'm not surprised. With the president dead, all the city goes into martial law, so we're forced to go underground. We run into the Turks one last time and they kick our asses. Talk to them again and you have the choice of not fighting them and they'll walk away. Huh. You don't have to fight them. You do, however, have to fight a giant robot later on and then finally Hosho infected with some Shernova cells. The enemies here were a lot stronger than ever before, so I had to fight in a safe place to grind in order to advance. And when talking with Hosho, you find out that he's Sephiroth's father? I didn't think he had it in him. Hosho has 3 forms you have to beat in order to defeat him. All 3 forms have low defense against physical attacks opposed to magical attacks. So if you want to melee it, then I recommend it. After beating Hosho, you return to the airship and Cloud gives this big speech about what they're fighting for. Cloud and Tifa spend some alone time together, and then everyone gathers for the final battle against Sephiroth. You're then told to switch to disc 3, and from there you can prepare for the Northern Crater or jump right in. Alright, it's the grand finale of Final Fantasy VII. It's the Northern Crater. Be sure to get the save crystal in the first chest you find, because I don't think there is one anywhere else in the dungeon. You reach the center of the planet and then you fight Shinova. No, it's not gonna end like this. I didn't come all this way just to die now. This is for the planet. This is for Barret. This is for my motherfucking dignity. I'm gonna beat this game if it's the last thing I do. Then I'm gonna have spiky hair babies with Tifa. You didn't hear that. After beating Shinova, you get another scene with your party facing Sephiroth. The game is fair, so it lets you pick your party and then heal up before beginning the 3-in-1 battle. The first stage is easy enough, with the second stage being harder, with walking music and of course the shredded supernova attack. Should you beat the second stage, you have the last stage, which is basically a scripted battle between Cloud and Sephiroth. Once you do, you attack Sephiroth is defeated and you beat the game. I just beat Final Fantasy VII. Man, I tell you what, after all that grinding, fighting, offensiving, it feels good. And what are my final thoughts on the game? Well, it's just a simple playthrough. Final Fantasy VII shows why it is still one of the top tier games ever created. The death of Barret alone cannot be understated, as it's one of the many reasons an entire generation of gamers remember this game so fondly. From its cast of characters to its feeling in all points in the machine, to a great battle system, awesome music, and killer graphics. Final Fantasy VII shows that a game can be more than just pixels on a screen. You come to care for these characters in the future, showing that story, gameplay, graphics, music, and sound can capture new heights, and Final Fantasy VII will live in our hearts forever. That's it for this video. Thank you for joining me, and I'll catch you next time.